All right, 21 past the hour on the Tom Joyner Morning Show. And now from our New York studios, Inside the Story with Jackie Reed. Good morning, Jackie.
Good morning, Tom. Good morning, everybody. Well, by now, most of us have heard, good morning, about the controversial breakup of prophetess Juanita Bynum and her husband, Bishop Thomas Weeks. Miss Bynum accuses her husband of beating her in an Atlanta parking lot, and he is now facing felony charges of aggravated assault and making terroristic threats. Miss Bynum has made this incident very public, telling her story on this show, Good Morning America, The Star Jones Show, and in Essence magazine. Bishop Weeks, however, has mostly been silent, but has begun speaking out. He joins us this morning along with his attorney, Randy Kessler. Good morning, Bishop. Good morning, Mr. Kessler.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Jackie.
And now, Bishop Weeks, let me start with you. You say you're not guilty. Can you tell us, from your perspective, what happened in that parking lot in the Atlanta hotel that night?
I can tell you briefly in a quick nutshell that it wasn't what Juanita shared or the drama that the media took.
Did you hit her?
And I'm going to caution him. I know that people hate lawyers butting in, but, you know.
Yes, we do, Randy.
This is Randy Kessler. There is a criminal case going on, and he's really not permitted by his criminal defense lawyers or by us to talk about the details because that is the subject of a potential trial. And you know the old saying, what you say might be used against you. So I've cautioned him, and I'm going to ask him not to address the specific facts of that particular night. Subject to that, Bishop, if you want to say something. You know.
Absolutely. I appreciate the question. It is an absolute no. I did not hit her. I've never hit her in our 5-year marriage.
Now, what about the bruises that we saw on the internet? You're saying that those, I've heard that those bruises are fake.
They're alleged bruises, of course. Obviously, my question and my silence was greatly because we had to find out who put them there and why. And the question always goes back to the motive because obviously I know the truth of what happened that night, and she does too. But within the mixture of all that went on, how she went through the steps as she shares in essence, the motive is getting much clearer. As I told people in September, I said, listen and wait for other perspectives because there will come a time where eventually the truth will come out. And when the truth does, people have to ask the question, why were there alleged bruises uploaded to gossip media websites even before the police could ever get to the hospital to take an incident report and then couldn't take pictures? There's much more to this whole situation.
Why would she
now,
go
you
through
all
all
met
that?
in that parking lot because you all were estranged. You're separated. You were meeting to reconcile. That's what we've heard in media reports. Is that true?
Not true. That's not true. We had
Why were you meeting?
Intimate. We were meeting because she needed a location.
Well, let him finish. He started answering the question about, you know, why is it not true? And I think he should have a chance to answer that.
Go ahead,
I'm good.
Bishop.
I'm good, Randy.
Okay.
The reason why we met simply was because she needed a place to hold her upcoming mentorship class. In her texts to me on my cell phone that I have documented, and she knows, she declares that 11 days ago she came out with no money from her conference to afford a ballroom, and the church that was an option did not have the facilities, the parking, the internet. She came back to me to ask, could she use our church, the same church she left 3 months earlier, and said that she wouldn't come back, and gave us a cease and desist letter where we couldn't mention her name, couldn't show her picture, couldn't sell a piece of product on the bookstore table. I was going there to ask her, how could we do this? And more importantly, there were some things that she had done that since that time, since June to August, that I had to bring as her husband and pastor to her reflection that I think you need to get back to God. And one of those things was an ambition to be the next Oprah.
Now, you mentioned that you have a new book, What Love Taught Me, and one of the chapters is she wanted to be the next Oprah at any cost. Are you specifically talking about Miss Bynum here?
Yes, I am.
And you go into detail in this new book?
In the book, I break down several things, and one of them are, of course, she wanted to be the next Oprah at any cost. There was a absolute that is shared within the book that breaks down specific people that came into her inner circle who conjured and manipulated her life, making her believe that there was a clear, decisive connection between her and Oprah, and that there was some magical moment that she would be shifted into limelight. And I go into great detail in the book that she had gotten rid of people in this year that have served her for 10 years, around people that have served her for 8 years, and even myself that served her for 5. And any person that went against this grain got removed one way or another.
The book is out now, Jackie?
Yes, you can go to whatlovetaught.me.com to order the book, actually. And there's another chapter in there, Tom, interesting enough, called I Would Rather Push You Now Than Punch You Later. That also, Bishop Week, details your relationship with Miss Bynum?
It does. Always been a person that has walked away. And what was very interesting that she didn't give the media the truth, that she was the one that punched me. I've never hit her.
So she's lying, basically, is what you're saying. Every
is.
report we've heard from her is a lie?
Well, in most of the reports, there's a mixture of truth and untruths. And the question then becomes, why didn't you mention other things that were very clear in our relationship, inclusive of that I pushed you out of the way? She told a local affiliate in Atlanta very clearly that I've never hit her. And then she gets on Star Jones's show and says, well, there once was a time of domestic violence, and then brings my family and tries to destroy our legacy. All of this pattern, even leading up to the Essence article, is nothing but a direct attack to destroy what really has been a solid and sovereign push for her success. And inclusive of that.
Wow.
And Bishop Weeks, unfortunately,
sure.
I have to stop you there because we're out of time. But again, you know, whatlovetaught.me.com is where you can find out more details about the book and this relationship of Bishop Weeks, Tom.
And you can order the book. You can only order the book online?
Right now, the book is online, and it shares about, of course, a powerful truth of our marriage that bring clarity to the whole situation, and it also supports a new mantra of domestic wholeness, healing of the family, healing of the church, and bringing people back together so that they can see clearly how a marriage can be well and how a marriage can also go bad.
And the money from the sale of the book goes to?
Proceeds from the sale of the book goes to the Faith-Based Network for domestic wholeness and other domestic violent protection or prevention organizations that will sit and build family, both men, women, and children, and heal the family in a holistic manner.
Bishop Weeks, how is your ministry? Because I hear that folks are leaving your church, that financially you're struggling, and that you're thinking of seeking alimony or some other kind of compensation from Ms. Bynum.
I have asked for a penny from Mrs. Bynum. The church has suffered greatly. It has been a planned attack. She has personally called people, pastors and leaders of this church, and asked them to resign. She has concocted many rumors with people at her camp. Her camp is out of control, has put out innuendos insinuating that I have been gay, and I share all of this within the book, and trying to destroy what has served her and blessed her for many years. And in the book, I share about the level of jealousy that's not just towards me, but towards other ministries that impacted this whole situation. And most importantly, when you make a cry to the people at your last conference that you're tired of not having money, you're tired of not meeting your goals, and you're just tired that anybody else who's meeting their goals, who has money, and they should not look like they're further than you, obviously makes you jealous.
All right.
And that's the situation why our church has been greatly affected.
All right, Bishop Weeks, thank you so much for taking the time to join us this morning.
Jackie Reed, Inside the Story.
Jack.
All right, Bishop Thomas Weeks.
Thank you.
Second number of the cash call.
Thank you, Randy Kessler.